Hello and good evening, my friends. This is Isaiah, and you are here. Hope everyone is having a good night, getting geared up to celebrate the New Year's with friends and family. And if you're not doing anything for the celebration, I hope that you're having a good evening anyway. As for myself, as you can see, I'm driving. I am headed into work tonight. I'm going to drive for Uber tonight out of necessity, unfortunately. Wanted to take a moment here while I'm driving to get everyone where they need to go safely tonight to talk about the 2019 year in review. Wanted to take a couple of moments and just kind of reflect on the last year, 2019. It had its ups and its downs. I'm sure everyone has experienced their ups and downs this year, but just wanted to take a moment and go over a couple of things that discussed on this channel and some of my own personal kind of growth experiences that I've had this year. Started this channel kind of late in the year, started it in October, at the beginning of the month, right in the middle of some crushing adversity in my personal life, which this year for me personally has been kind of an up and down roller coaster of adversity. I've learned many things from the year 2019, a lot of things I will take away. I've learned that it's important to step out in life and to take chances. There is growth when you step right outside of your comfort zone, and sometimes things may or may not work out when you do that. But you still got to take that step. You got to still be able to step boldly into a new and an exciting situation that you can find yourself in. You never know what could happen when you step out into the unknown. For myself personally, I stepped out. I left a situation where I had a pretty stable job, good benefits, it paid the bills, but I was presented with an opportunity from a friend to go into doing something totally different from where I was at. To give you the condensed version of this story, I was a personal trainer. Went into selling life insurance. The income potential was much higher than with me being a personal trainer. And I had the opportunity to retire, if successful, about 20 years sooner than I would have been able to as a personal trainer. So stepped out, took a chance. Long story short, it wasn't for me. Ended up depleting all of mine and my wife's savings on that venture. And I had a hard time finding consistent work ever since. Started working for myself. Started doing some side work like manual labor work, and started driving for Uber. And I had a lot of financial adversity this year, for the entire year, because I took that step, that leap into the unknown. Now, do I regret it? No, I learned a lot of things. It made me more thankful for where I was at and what I had, but I would have never known. I would have always questioned, well, what if I had stepped into that new profession and it had worked out? I wouldn't have known had I not tried, and I don't regret that. I never regret taking chances. So that's a big thing that I personally have taken away from this year. Be thankful for where you're at and what you have. Before I left as a personal trainer with the previous company that I worked for, which I'm working for the same company again, coincidentally, the year has came full circle for me. Back to personal training with the same company, just at a different location than where I was at before. So things worked out in the end. The universe took me down a path that I needed to go this year. I've gotten to meet a lot of new and interesting people this year working on the road, and I got to learn a lot of new things. So there's been a lot of pros to this situation. It helped me rediscover a part of myself. It gave me some time for inner reflection, to come up with some new things and to make plans to make some more moves, like my channel, this channel, to be exact. A lot of the inspiration that came through this channel came out of some of the adversity that I had been facing this year, and it gave me a way to share some of my negative experiences with you folks out there, in hopes that maybe something that I've gone through or going through, or something that helped me through a situation, may help you preemptively before you find yourself in a similar kind of sticky situation. So be humble. It humbled me this year. Has absolutely humbled me. I've taken away a big lesson in humility this year, being thankful for where you're at and what you have. Be thankful for the moment that you're in. Be thankful for the situation that you're in, no matter how much you may perceive it to be good or bad. Be thankful for it, because any situation that you're in is an opportunity to learn and to grow in some way, whether you realize it yet or not. So humility, being thankful for where you're at, regardless of what you may think your situation looks like. Just remember, there's always a worse situation that could be in, and there's always someone that's dreaming of being where you're at right now. You have to slow down, take time, make time for yourself and for your loved ones. You can't just constantly and continuously be chasing money. While money is important, and I discussed this in the currency video, it's a spirit, and it's something that needs to be respected. And we do need to go out into the world and provide some sort of service, give back to our fellow man in some way. That is all important, and you need to set aside ample time for that and to do your part. But you can't make your life revolve around chasing money or getting rich or just diving into the next thing. You have to be able to slow down and make time for your family, for your friends, for yourself, most importantly for yourself. Apologize about that. I had to make a slight traffic change there. So yes, you have to make time for your family. Something I've taken away this year, slow down. You have to make time to meditate, to be still, to be in the moment, to be thankful for the moment that you're in while you're in it. Each and every new moment that we get to be alive in this life, in this third dimensional reality, is a gift and is an opportunity to fulfill our destiny, to do something while we're here, to grow. So I've learned to be more present, to be in the moment. Never stop educating yourself, never stop growing. Learn, feed your mind, feed your soul. The more you learn, the more you empower yourself, the more you're able to grow. And don't ever take anything at face value. If you question it even a little bit, do the research and study topics and study ideas, study concepts for yourself on your own. Never just take someone's word for it. Give. Give back even when you think you can't. There's always something that you can give back. Really learned a lot about charity and giving back this year. These are just kind of all things, everything that I'm just kind of randomly discussing here is just things that has served me this year, and that, I've gone back to the drawing board on a lot of mental concepts and social ideas, philosophies that I used to have. Prior to this year, I'd gotten myself into a situation of not being present in the moment. I was being more self-serving than anything. All of my endeavors started to become very self-serving. And I was beginning to grow stagnant because of my selfishness, and because I had grown lazy on my daily meditative practices, and I'd stopped feeding my brain. I'd stopped educating myself and growing. That's how we evolve, is by growing in understanding and growing in knowledge. This year really shook me out of all of that. I learned a valuable lesson about being thankful for where you're at and what's going on, for the moment that you're in right now. But I also learned a valuable lesson in, you have to take chances, regardless of what the outcome may or may not be, because you'll never know unless you take chances. You never know if an opportunity is the opportunity is the one situation that's going to completely change your life for the better unless you take a step out into the unknown. So always take those chances. I feel like I'm at this point starting to repeat myself a little bit, learned a lot about my beliefs, my established belief systems, my subconscious mind, and how it was affecting my ability to manifest the reality that I desire to perceive and be a part of. It affected my ability to make a living. All of these things work together and affect something else, affect some other social dynamic within the forefront of our mind and our subconscious. I learned a thing or two about making assumptions this year. Never, ever, ever make assumptions. Sometimes you may be right, but more often than not, when you're making an assumption, you're going to be wrong. You can never truly understand what a situation is until you get yourself involved with it. And what I mean by that, by getting yourself involved with the situation, is just by being direct, being forward with other people that may be involved, and just being like, hey, I feel like this XYZ is going on, and just be upfront and say, is it, or is it just my imagination? You can confront people in a very neutral and positive manner and get to the bottom of things and gain a greater understanding about a situation you may be involved with. We don't always have to rely on the autopilot nature of the subconscious mind to lead us and direct us, because more often than not, it's going to lead us right over a cliff. It's comparing everything that we do to previous experiences, and no two experiences are ever exactly the same. So be mindful of your assumptions. Be mindful of your beliefs, because what you believe is what materializes into your reality, because your belief is your knowing, and your knowing is your perception, and your perception is your reality. It's how you see things. The way in which you perceive the world is what the world is, essentially. So be mindful of your beliefs and the things that you know or think that you know. You can never know everything. You can never know enough. There's always something to learn about anything surrounding any situation, regardless of your experience in that situation. Take the time to show someone that you care, and listen to someone. Listen to them speak. Be in the moment when someone's excited, or someone's trying to tell you something, or share their life with you in some way. And just keep your heart open to opportunities to give back. Keep your mind in a state of thankfulness at all times. And I can't say this enough. Always, always, always give back when you can. Always look for an opportunity to help your fellow man. Don't be afraid to walk away from people or situations that are no longer conducive to your life, that no longer serve you in some way. Don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to take those necessary steps in order to achieve optimal growth and conscious evolution. And most importantly, stay strong and stay focused and stay determined, no matter what endeavors you're embarking upon in your life going into this new year and in the years to come. Don't give up prematurely. Set the intention in your mind that you're not going to give up, that you will persist until you have achieved your goals. It's been a crazy, crazy year. The ebb and flow of life has just been like this. We're heading into a new year, my friends, and every second that we're alive, I've mentioned in the past, is a new opportunity to start over, to start fresh, to start something new. But we're going into an opportunity to just completely hit the reset button for everything to come for the entire year. I mentioned a few days ago in a previous video, right now there's a buildup of energy in the collective consciousness of the human mind right now. And everyone's focused on change and doing something new and making resolutions and setting up new intentions. You can take part in this energetic buildup in the collective consciousness and decide you want to make positive and profound change in your life in the coming years. Make plans, set goals, and then stick to it. Create new habits for yourself going into the new year. Creating habits, replacing new, more positive habits with old, negative habits is one surefire way to achieve success in anything that you do. Because your habits define your reality. What you do day in and day out determines what's going to happen next. So think about how you can change and modify your habits in order to create a new reality for yourself in the year 2020 and the years to come. Always be looking forward. Always be forward thinking. Always ask yourself every single day, how can I be better than I was the day before? But don't do this in a self-defeatist manner, as if you're lacking or you're broken. No, you're great and you're beautiful and you're wonderful every single day. Just do anything that you can to be more great, to do more for someone else. Write your intentions out for this year. Focus on it, keep it somewhere. Keep it simple. Make it just a few things that you're really going to stick to and focus on and change. And once you've achieved those goals, write something new on that paper and put it somewhere where you'll see it every single day. And focus on it. And just decide that you're going to make these changes and that you're going to take these steps in a new and positive direction to self-fulfillment and growth. What are some things you want to change or you want to see happen this year in 2020? Please share your ideas and your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you want to just share, some of your experiences from this past year, some things, some triumphs of your own that you may have had, some conquest that you've achieved this year. Share those stories too. We can all learn and grow from each other's stories and experience. For me personally, to sum up my year, yes, I've had a triumphant year. It's been a year where I've been battled and hammered hard with adversity after adversity. I've slept in my car. I have had moments of despair where I was worried about how I was going to pay certain bills. Been in fear of my electric at times getting shut off. Been worried about buying groceries. This has been a hard year for me personally. And I've overcame all of it. My life, since I've worked on and repaired some old paradigms within my mind, since I've taken on the task of reprogramming my subconscious mind, and ever since I started changing my habits and my behaviors, the things that I say and the way I interact with people, my life has already started to change and turn around. I went from having no opportunity really before me to, as soon as I decided to make change and I really committed to it and dug my heels in, within less than a month I had 3 job offers. And I'm back to doing what I'm finishing the year, and I'm back to doing what I love and something that I'm passionate about. It's just one of the many things, one of the many passions that I have. And my financial life is starting to stabilize and come out of the dark a little bit. So yes, I have triumphed this year, and I'm going to continue to succeed, and I'm going to continue to learn and to grow and not make the same mistakes that I've made, so that I don't have to repeat those adverse situations that I found myself in. And I know and I believe in you, and I know that you too can do the same. Anybody can get out of any situation that they're in. You just have to want it and be willing to move forward and make the necessary changes. Well, this is the last video of the year, my friends. Next video will be January 1st of 2020. I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful new year. Whatever you're doing, whatever your plans are tonight, just stay safe. Do not consume any substances and attempt to drive a motor vehicle. That is why you have your friendly neighborhood Uber driver. And if you don't live in a place where Uber drivers are available, take a taxi. And if you don't have a taxi, go somewhere and stay where you're at before you decide to celebrate. We'll just call it celebrate. And until next time, my friends, much love to you all. And I hope that everyone has much peace in their mind, much love in your heart, much balance in your soul. I'll see you next year, my friends.